People. Que pasa, sac passe, what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. Now, isn't it funny? Jamaica Island, its leaders, relevant authority, they do not really put a whole bunch of efforts in protecting our children. They do not really put a whole bunch of efforts in children that lost their life in the investigative process. They are not even sensitive sometimes. They do not contact the parents and show their sympathy like good leaders should. However, whenever they can score any sorts of political points, they are always there. If I egg them in the red, them there in the middle like money in everything. Once they see that they can achieve getting some sorts of political points, it is very disturbing. However, it is a trend that we see has been going on for quite some time. Now, a couple of months ago, a young lady lost her life. You might know her, 8-year-old DANIELLE ROWE. She was taken away, ABDUCTED, from some sort of school. Them find her throat bust up. She lost her life. There was a final send-off yesterday or so. However, at this final send-off, when you thought that this young lady would have gotten some sort of rest in peace, when you thought that the family would get the sympathy that they deserve and the privacy, time to mourn that they deserve, it seems as if your political leaders, MPs, politicians, they decided that they want to show up, they want to take over the whole program upon the final send-off. This one want to talk, that one want to talk. However, persons in the family that are actually mourning, them not have nothing to say. They are removed off the program. So one of the family members seems as if she is a spokesperson for the family, not the mother. She is making her feelings and the feelings of the family known. Take a listen, take a look to this voice note or video, and then I will give my piece.
Our family member don't even pray. Our family member hasn't even prayed yet. Huh? Nobody feels stranger in front of us.
A politician.
God, man.
Feels stranger and politician named the back program and them have all the same. Them not talking about the baby.
Nothing about it. Nothing about it.
I'm telling you, favor. What about Danielle? Favor.
She never said the school go and camera in there. She never said that.
They're not doing
Come
nothing.
on, they're not doing anything for the baby.
All about politicians. We don't want
Politician.
to talk.
Politics this.
Where's the
Our
action?
politics this.
Where's the action?
Nobody call family. We know you're not family. Minister this, minister that. We don't go on with that. And we feel it. And we know it. We not call be a minister. Minister this or minister that. We don't go on with that. It's about speaking tongues. We not speak tongues, so we can't speak. Go ahead, so come here to be sick. Well, I tell you, say, Barbara, family come. Family come. Come, Carly. Look here, listen to me. Listen to me, and listen to me well. Listen to me and listen to me well. Come, Joe. Who want to end with our war? Who want to end? Give me my knees. Look at my knees. Look here. Tell them you want to end, make you come very now. Because of politics. Unless you're part of the politics. Yes, are politics. Them cut out your family them. Nobody can say nothing. Minister this and minister that. Go get your pitney. You idiot. And the cheat them cut out. Take out my name and fight. Take out my name and fight. From day one, I was supposed to open. But man of God is a man of God. You're not supposed to be in a police station. You need to go serve God and leave me alone right now.
Now, people, I am just going based off this video. I was not there to put things in full context. However, the opinion that I get is that it seems as if some sorts of politician, more than likely JLP, don't quote me, wants to turn this final send-off where this family is supposed to rest in peace, the little girl, into some sorts of political circus to gain political points for future election. So people can say, yeah man, we there are represent. However, whenever you are supposed to really represent, as in protecting the children of Jamaica, protecting that mother or that aunt's family member, Danielle Rowe, you did an awful job. During the investigation, there was some sorts of smoking GUN. Say yes, them have video. And then it turned out to be a little whimper. We not hear nothing after that. So in other words, them build you up, them hype you up, amp you up, just to bring you down. I am sure that more than likely, well, I don't know what type of contribution, what type of financial help or aid or assistance was rendered to this family. However, now when the family supposed to be having their day of peace, final send-off for Danielle, that is when everybody show up in their numbers. That is when them pretty much have a hostile takeover. It is pretty much a political coup d'etat, because that is exactly what is going on. Now people like me say, this lady that is talking, obviously she is one of the more outspoken person. Don't know if it is because of personal feelings or personal agenda or motive, ulterior motive that she has to promote herself, but I doubt it very much. At the end of the day, if you do not contribute, assist in any way in the protection of children, and we see that the government, not just Andrew Holness, the government on a whole, whichever one is in, whether a PNP or JLP, they show very little effort, very little effectiveness. And then you just show up and you want to take over, turn the people and final send-off into some sorts of political circus. So it seems as if it is no longer about Danielle, that is supposed to be RIP. It is more about political points, MP, politicians from wherever. Don't know who they were. However, people, when it comes to these people that claim that they're in the upper echelons of society, the upper class, they are very classless. They are very unethical. So instead of doing damage control for the bad that they've done in the past, it seems as if they're only making the people in a distress, even in a worse distress. When the people are supposed to be resting in peace, their little child Danielle, it seems as if they turn this thing in a whole circus. But people, we should not be surprised. Like I always say, do not expect anything from a hog but a grunt. And people, that is exactly what we see. These people have no sorts of scruples. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, and still on the topic of classless skank, we see that a panel of 3 judges, they made a ruling in the Supreme Court the other day. And this ruling pertains to a case that has been going on for a little while. I am speaking about the DEATH, well, the MURDER of 9-year-old Gabriel King. He was a little boy that his mother claimed them take the vehicle with him in there, and then them find the vehicle down the road and them find him with him short bus. That happened over a year ago. Now since then, the court ordered that, listen, they had a cell phone for the mother. Her name is Leon Amoy Issa. Rich lady, you know the name Issa. Them ordered that, alright, please to give the password, the PIN, to the investigating officers so that they can go in the phone, A, see that you are innocent, B, See if there's anything incriminating about your phone that might lead to you being prosecuted. Since September 29, 2022, that is almost a year ago from the next time she has to provide, what the judge said was production order for the investigators in the case for search our phone. That is the next date she was given to produce the PIN number to the officers. They already have the phone, they just need access to the phone. She has refused. It has been at least 3 or 4, if not 3 or 4 court date orders that was given by separate judge in a Montego Bay, St. James, that she's supposed to turn it over this date, the date pass, that date pass, next date the same thing. The court even ordered that if and when she touches the shore of Jamaica, she is supposed to be arrested for contempt of court, corrupting the course of justice. However, this lawyer, like most uptown criminals, they hired like most uptown criminals, they hire one of the top lawyers. The lawyer name is Mr. Cameron. That lawyer went to court and he claims that her constitutional rights, her rights to privacy, is being violated because not only if there was anything on the phone pertaining to the case that is incriminating and she has no sort of criminal record. However, importantly, she wants to maintain her privacy. The privacy of your phone is one of the most private thing that any individual have. People have all sorts of freaky stuff, all sorts of hood down at short and rate, lele. I am not saying that that is the case in this case. Me just say, what would you have to hide that is so personal when your child is gone and you're trying to get the best result, trying to get justice for your son? That would be anybody, any rational, normal, well-thinking person that have the best interest of their child. That would be their priority. However, it seems as if this lady is stubborn to the point where she is refusing based on privacy rights. And of course, when you're of the uptown caliber, membership has its privilege. If that had been me or you or the average Jamaican, then we don't take the phone, give it to elbow, give it to knee, lick in our head with some sorts of tall up and get whatever information them want. However, people like them say, there are 2 sides to justice in a Jamaica. One for the uppity, one for the face card, one for the rich, and then one for the average Jamaican poor. What if you come from the garrison, you don't stand a chance. And I say this to say that they are claiming now if them just going at the phone upon appeal of this case, she might eventually beat this on some sorts of technicality. People, you see how it works? Whenever you are rich, whenever you are a part of the mainstream, meaning unconventional poor people, broke people status, you do not have any sorts of rights, it seems. So therefore, they are using all sorts of legal, technical mumbo-jumbo. So therefore, this lady don't have to turn over the phone or the PIN or the password. And this lady keeps defying all sorts of court order, Anno 1, Anno 2, Anno 3, 4 or more. And it continues. So when we look at what is going on with this case, and the whole bunch of controversy and drama that surrounds it, and when you think about the rationale of why a mother would be putting the system, putting her child, the whole of Jamaica, through this drama, mix up, when her priority is supposed to be her son that lost his life, so she can get some sorts of justice for him. But we see that the only people that are getting any sorts of justice is the rich lady, Miss Amoy Leon Issa. She can pretty much do whatever she wants to do, defy any sorts of court order. Have the court, have the judges by the BALLS. And then she continues, or her lawyer continues to stroll in the court and act as if nothing went wrong. This is just a normal day in a paradise. People, don't you see what is going on in Jamaica? And don't you see why it is that the criminals have zero respect for the law? Because the law is biased, the law is one-sided. There is no sorts of justice for the poor, no sorts of justice for the them people. Jamaica is pretty much screwed, and this is yet a next perfect example. So people, she got one order on the 29th of September 2022. Since then, she has gotten at least 3 or 4. The next order is for the 29th of September again. 1 year after the time she got the first one, before the 2, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, and now this is the 5th. How much people else in Jamaica can do this? Don't you realize that, listen, the law is two-sided, double standard, point blank and period. Further on in the news, now it seems as if the parish of St. Elizabeth, which is called the Garden Parish, which is called the capital of the farming community in Jamaica, it seems as if it is now the stick it up, the robbery capital of Jamaica. There's been a spate of robberies across that coast for a very long time. People are saying that it is the transplanted criminals, the choppers that are coming to the area. The chopping now go on, so therefore they are diversifying their portfolio. Them start do the robbery. Now there was a next one in a place called Top Hill in St. Elizabeth, like me say, at about 1 a.m. in the morning. People there in the weekend, people are drink. When them look, some people run up on the spots. All type of tool and the people them face. Get down, everybody get flat. Don't move. This is a stick up highway robbery. It is said that one patron, he refused to give up his money. Don't know how much money he had. Don't know if he was under the influence of some sorts of J-Ray and nephew. However, it seems as if he defied the orders, and people, those orders came back and bite him, just like one order. He was cornered up in the head. He lost his life. Based on information, it is also said the thieves left after the robbery with about $7,000 in which they received from the gaming boxes. So people, when we do the mathematics and we do the conversion, 7,000 Jamaican is about $50 US. So therefore, them stick up the people, them get $50 US between about 5 people or so. So therefore, it is $10 per person when we look at the profit margin or the highs. Is it even worth it? Aren't they penny wise and pound foolish? Most importantly, when we look at the man that lost his life, now people, this is my recommendation. If and when you should be faced with any sorts of things like this, please do not resist, because if you resist, more than likely you are going to lose your merchandise, you are going to lose your chain, your watch, your car, whatever it is. Give it up. You can always get back a next one. I am not going to say it is going to be easy like 1, 2, 3. However, one thing I can guarantee you, if you lose this life that you have, you will not get back a next one. Maybe after the resurrection. Don't know if you are that patient. So people, like me say, the robbery and the foolishness continues once again in Jamaica. Petty-ish. 5 or 6 people, $50 US, one man DEAD. Tell me how does that make any sorts of sense? Point blank and period. So anyways people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.